According to the American Psychological Association, 40 to 50% of all married couples divorce, and for subsequent marriages, the divorce rate is even higher. When choosing your divorce attorney, do not get caught up in gender preference unless you are 100% sure that a certain gender of your attorney can secure for you your desired outcome in the case. If you wholeheartedly believe that a man would be better for you to be your attorney because you believe that your spouse is more apt to listen to a man's opinion, or that the man attorney can be a bully for bully against your spouse, then by all means retain a man attorney as your attorney. If you believe that a female attorney could more easily persuade the other side or may understand your situation better, then by all means retain a female attorney. Use your intuition as a guide. But do know that most often the bully for bully tactic only allows the attorney that you retain to grandstand and has minimal effect on the ultimate outcome of the case, unless the other side buys into the notion that the grandstanding attorney deserves some adulation. Remember, attorneys are just people. They so happen to go to college, they studied law, and passed an exam that has given them a license to give legal advice. They are scholarly. They have been trained in law and are due much respect for that position. That fact means more than their age or gender. Their skill, experience, knowledge, intuition, power of persuasion, and timing, all of that will have more of an impact on your case than whether they are male or female, young or old. Those things usually will have little to no impact ultimately on your case. When choosing an attorney for your case, consider: can you afford the attorney's hourly rate? Most people do not want to pay an attorney or simply cannot afford to have an attorney to do much, if anything, for them. But not having an attorney or choosing an attorney that is the least expensive because the attorney is the least expensive is most often not a wise decision. An attorney with a higher billable rate may be able to reach a successful conclusion to your case in a shorter amount of time. For example, a $475 an hour attorney sounds really expensive, doesn't it? And a $250 an hour attorney, although that's still a lot of money, sounds much more reasonable. What if it takes the $475 an hour attorney to do something in 1 hour? Because he or she has the knowledge and experience and connection to get it done. But it takes the $250 an hour attorney twice as long to get the same thing accomplished. Let's do the math. $475 an hour times 1 hour equals $475. $250 an hour times 2 hours equals $500. You saved yourself $25 having the attorney with the higher billable rate. $25 isn't a lot of money in comparison to what you are being billed and will pay, but every dollar saved is a win for you. And if you have a more knowledgeable and experienced attorney and are paying, say, $25 more for that attorney than you would pay with a lesser expensive attorney, isn't paying $25 more for that attorney worth your peace of mind to know that your case was handled properly? So when choosing an attorney, do the math. After you have chosen your attorney, do your very best to set aside your anger about your situation. I know that is easier said than done. Trust me, I know that from my own personal experience. A rational person is angry and upset to a certain degree about their marriage difficulties and the ensuing divorce. If not, there is something wrong character-wise with that person, or they never loved or were loved and their marriage meant little to them, which is probably why they are in the divorce situation in the first place. Rational people are concerned. They are worried about their children and their property. They are concerned about their future, what's going to happen to them and their children now that their life is changing. They have concerns and fears, and they want to feel better to be out of this situation as best as they can be. But here is the difference between those that get through the divorce with the least amount of battle wounds and scars compared to those that we all know, those that end up bitter and angry and live frustrating lives after their divorce. The ones that can compartmentalize. I mean, step outside of the fear and emotions and past the pain and think of the divorce as an entity in and of itself. Like, say, a business that has ran its course and served its last customer, and you are cleaning the tables and the booths and turning out the lights to move on to a new business. Or like a book, a chapter in the book that has been read, and it's time to move on to the new exciting chapter and new characters that await. Now, those are the individuals that get through their divorce the least scathed. Again, it's okay to be mad and angry and feel wronged or hurt or sad and all of those negative emotions. And grief is part of the process for sure to heal. But over-the-top anger only serves to cause you to misrepresent to your attorney your desires and the facts of the marriage. And those facts are necessary for the attorney to adequately represent you. Remember, the attorney has to catch up to your life in a very small amount of time, and sound bites that you are feeding to him, whether those sound bites are verbal or in written email. Being angry may show the attorney that you are darn mad about what has happened to you and your children, but over-the-top anger will only cause you more pain. If you are angry to the point of being unable to control your emotions, then you need to seek counseling from a trained professional to help you get through the divorce. Most attorneys nor their staff are not grief counselors. Do not let your anger get the best of you, especially if your spouse has any claim that you have committed any violence towards him or her. Over-the-top anger will only serve to confirm the legitimacy of the other spouse's allegations against you, even if those allegations are not true. Remember, the attorney staff are your first line of defense or offense. They are the ones that draft most of the documents and relay the information from you to the attorney. It is important that you relay as accurately as possible the facts in your marriage and work hand in hand with the staff assigned to your case. Help them help you. If ever in doubt, email the staff member and the attorney. The staff members are usually busy, but if they are good, they will not mind you copying the attorney with any of your concerns. Remember, they bill, and their hourly rates are often more than $100 an hour. They are also under some pressure to reach their billable goals set for them by the firm. Using them versus the attorney on the actual grunt work and legwork in the case can save you lots of money. But $100 an hour is not cheap for most people. So streamline down what you want the attorneys to know and what your desires are, and make the most of their staff and of your time and of your money. Divorce doesn't have to be as an emotional of a process as many make it. If you are able to curtail your anger and relay accurately the facts to the staff and the attorney, you will ultimately reach the desires of your case. Remember, this is the end of a life chapter, but also the beginning of a new chapter. That fact alone is exciting. The past need not negatively impact your future. Learn from your life experience. Peace and best wishes on your continued life journey.